Have you ever caught yourself reaching for the wall just to steady your balance while walking from the living room to the kitchen? Or maybe you've looked at a familiar set of stairs and thought, that looks steeper than it used to. If so, you're not alone. And more importantly, it doesn't mean you're losing your independence. It just means it's time for a few smart changes. The truth is, staying independent at 80 and beyond isn't about doing things the hard way or trying to prove anything. It's about making your home work for you, not against you. Think of it like this. When you were younger and got your first car, you probably adjusted the seat, tilted the mirrors, maybe even added a cushion if the drive didn't feel quite right. You didn't think of that as giving in. You thought of it as getting comfortable, staying safe, and being smart. And that's exactly the mindset we need to apply to our homes as we get older. In this video, we're going to talk about 5 smart changes you can make right now, today, to help you stay safe, strong, and self-sufficient, without feeling like you're giving anything up. These aren't drastic renovations or expensive gadgets. These are simple, thoughtful adjustments that make everyday life just a little easier and a whole lot safer. Let's start with the room where most of our mishaps tend to happen. The bathroom. You wouldn't think a place where we spend such a short amount of time each day could be such a danger zone, but it really is. Slippery floors, narrow spaces, sharp corners, and low lighting. It's a recipe for trouble if we're not careful. One of the smartest things you can do is install grab bars near the toilet and inside the shower. Not the kind that look like they belong in a hospital. These days, they make sleek, attractive ones that blend right in with your bathroom decor. You can even find styles that double as towel racks or shelves. But the key is placement, where your hand naturally goes when you're getting in and out of the tub, or when you're rising from the toilet. That's where the bar should be. Don't wait until after a slip to make the change. And while we're talking about the bathroom, let's not forget the bath mat. If it's loose or curls up at the corners, it's got to go. Replace it with a non-slip mat, one with rubber backing that sticks firmly to the floor. And inside the tub or shower, get a textured non-slip mat there too. It's such a small fix, but it can completely change how secure you feel while bathing. Now let's walk out of the bathroom and into another part of the home where little changes make a big difference. The kitchen. You probably know the layout of your kitchen like the back of your hand. You could find your favorite mug or the can opener with your eyes closed. But what happens when reaching becomes a little harder, or bending down feels less stable than it used to? One of the smartest things you can do is reorganize your kitchen so that the items you use most often are between waist and shoulder height. That means moving heavy pots and pans from lower cabinets to shelves that are easier to reach, or placing daily use items, like your cereal bowl, coffee cup, or tea bags, right at eye level. No more climbing up on chairs or stretching to the back of the top shelf. And speaking of bending and stretching, have you ever opened a drawer and found yourself crouching down longer than you expected, then struggling to get back up? That's not weakness. That's your body saying, hey, let's do things differently. Try adding pull-out shelves or baskets inside your lower cabinets. That way, instead of reaching deep into a dark corner, the items come to you. It's like bringing the back of the cabinet forward. No strain, no tipping over, just easier access. These changes may sound small, but together, they build something powerful. Ease. And when life feels easier to move through, you naturally feel more in control. You're not constantly adjusting or bracing or hesitating. You're just living smoothly, confidently, and independently. Another key area that often gets overlooked is lighting. Have you noticed how your eyes don't adjust quite as quickly between bright and dim spaces anymore? That's completely normal with age. But it means that poor lighting isn't just annoying. It can actually be dangerous. Start by looking at the places where you move the most. Hallways, stairs, entryways. These spots should be well lit at all times. Swap out dim bulbs for brighter, energy-efficient ones. And if flipping a switch feels like an extra step, or if you're getting up at night, consider adding motion sensor night lights. They turn on automatically when you walk by, and they're especially useful between the bedroom and the bathroom during those early morning hours when your balance might not be fully awake yet. Lighting can also be adjusted in ways that feel calming and welcoming. Warm, even light, not harsh or flickering, can actually reduce eye strain and help your mood, especially in the darker winter months. You're not just avoiding trips and falls. You're creating a space that lifts you up. Let's pause for a moment and think about what all of these changes are really about. They're not about slowing down or becoming dependent. They're about staying ahead, making choices that keep you comfortable and confident before something goes wrong. Because here's the thing. Independence doesn't always mean doing everything the hard way. It means doing things your way, in a home that supports how you want to live. Now that we've covered some of the biggest changes you can make in your bathroom, kitchen, and with lighting, let's move into the next area of your home and your life that deserves attention. This next change might surprise you, but once you hear it, you'll realize just how much of a difference it can make. Think about the chair you sit in most during the day. Maybe it's your favorite recliner in the living room or a kitchen chair where you read the paper and enjoy your morning coffee. Now, ask yourself, is it easy to get up from that chair without rocking back and forth or pushing off the arms a few times? If it takes effort, or even a little groan, you're not alone. But here's the smart change. Choose seating that supports you. A chair that's too low or too soft can make standing up feel like a workout. On the other hand, one with the right height, firmness, and arm support can make all the difference. It sounds simple, but when your body doesn't have to struggle, just to rise from a chair, you're saving energy and reducing the risk of falling forward. Now, you don't need to throw out the furniture you love. Sometimes a firm cushion, a wedge seat, or even those clever chair risers can lift the seat just enough to give your knees and hips a break. You'd be surprised how that small shift changes how strong and steady you feel getting up and down. And while we're talking about getting up, let's not forget the bed. Getting out of bed in the morning should be a calm, steady process, not something that throws your balance off before the day's even begun. If your mattress sinks too much or your bed is too low to the ground, it might be time for an upgrade, or a simple solution like a mattress topper or adjustable base. Some seniors also find it helpful to have a sturdy bedside table within easy reach to steady themselves as they get up. Again, it's not about adding clutter, it's about adding control. Let's walk over now, mentally at least, to a space in your home that's often a mix of comfort and chaos, the entryway. It's easy to overlook this area, but the way you come and go from your home says a lot about how independent you feel. Is there a place to sit while you put on your shoes? Is there a sturdy surface nearby to hold your keys, your bag, maybe even a small shopping list? These might seem like little details, but they matter. They help you move through your day without fumbling, leaning, or rushing, and if you haven't already, consider a shoehorn with a long handle. It might sound like a minor thing, but if you've ever tried to wedge your foot into a tight shoe while wobbling on one leg, you know how much risk that tiny action carries. Tools like that, long shoehorns, reachers, sock aids, aren't signs of weakness. They're signs of wisdom. They help you do things your way, safely, without asking for help every time. Now, let's talk about something that can really change the game: reducing clutter. I know, clutter isn't always easy to tackle. We keep things for memories, for just in case, or because we've simply grown used to them being there. But too many items in a small space can become obstacles, especially if your balance isn't what it used to be. Think about the path you take from your bedroom to the bathroom, or from your favorite chair to the kitchen. Are there magazines on the floor, baskets in the hallway, shoes by the door? These aren't just minor annoyances. They're tripping hazards waiting to happen. And one fall can turn into weeks or months of recovery that could have been avoided. Here's a gentle way to look at it. Instead of asking what you should throw away, ask what helps you move easily. Keep the items that serve you. The rest, let them go or move them to safer spots. It doesn't mean your home has to be bare or boring. It just means clearing the way so you can move freely and confidently. And as you declutter, also consider your flooring. Area rugs may look cozy, but if the edges curl or slip, they're an accident in waiting. If you love the look of a rug, there are ways to keep it safe. Non-slip pads underneath, rug tape, or switching to low-pile rugs that are less likely to catch your foot or cane. Sometimes even removing just one rug, say in a narrow hallway or at the bottom of a staircase, can dramatically reduce your risk. Lighting, seating, storage, surfaces, clutter. What we're really talking about here is designing a space that matches the way you live now, not the way you used to live 10 or 20 years ago. And certainly not the way someone else says you should live. This is your home, your sanctuary, the place where you deserve to feel steady, safe, and supported. You know, people often think that growing older means giving things up. But what if it's really about gaining something? Gaining freedom from worry, gaining comfort, gaining the ability to keep doing the things you love your way. Whether that's cooking a meal for a friend, going out to get your mail, or just enjoying a quiet cup of tea in a chair that doesn't make your knees ache. So far, we've made our way through some of the most important areas inside the home. But there's one more piece of the puzzle that pulls it all together. It's not a piece of furniture, or a tool, or a light bulb. It's something even more powerful, and something you can start building today. It's your daily rhythm. That sense of flow, routine, and readiness that quietly supports your independence even more than a grab bar or a firm chair ever could. Let me ask you, when you wake up in the morning, do you feel rushed? Do you have to hunt around for your glasses, your robe, your slippers? Or maybe at night, you find yourself climbing out of bed again because you forgot to take your pills or turn off the lights. That kind of daily chaos might feel small, but over time, it chips away at your confidence. That's why the fifth smart change is all about setting up your day to support your independence before you even need to ask for help. Picture this. You wake up, and everything you need is already in place. Your bedside table has a soft light. You can turn on with a gentle tap. Your glasses and hearing aids are within easy reach. Your robe is hung where you can grab it without even getting out of bed. There's a small bottle of water, and maybe even your first medication of the day, already waiting. That's not about being fussy. It's about being smart. You're making your space work for you, not the other way around. It's the difference between feeling like you're always catching up and feeling like you're in charge of your day from the moment it begins. And the same goes for your evening routine. So many slips and falls happen when we get up in the middle of the night, disoriented, groggy, and surrounded by darkness. But if you take just 5 minutes before bed to lay things out, your water, your medication, your slippers, and yes, even a motion sensor nightlight, you're giving yourself a little gift. You're giving yourself peace of mind. That's priceless. You might be thinking, but I've managed just fine all these years. I don't need all that. And that may be true. But staying independent after 80 isn't just about managing. It's about thriving. It's about making small adjustments now so that you can keep doing the things you love without hesitation, without fear, and without waiting until something goes wrong. And here's a little secret. Most of these changes, they aren't even about age. They're about control. They're about designing a home and a daily rhythm that frees you up to do more of what makes you feel alive. You're not giving in to age. You're stepping into wisdom. You're saying, I deserve a life that works with me, not against me. Maybe that means keeping your phone close by at all times, or investing in a voice-controlled assistant so you can call someone or turn off the lights without leaving your chair. Maybe it means keeping your favorite cardigan near the door, so you don't need to dig through a closet when you want to check the mail. or using a pill organizer that lights up and beeps to remind you, because let's face it, our memory has better things to do some days. And if you live with someone, a partner, a family member, or even a caregiver, don't be afraid to speak up about what you need. This is your home. You get to say what makes it safe, functional, and peaceful for you. These conversations aren't about being demanding. They're about being honest, and about protecting the freedom you've worked a lifetime to earn. Now, let's take a step back and breathe this all in. You've made your space brighter and safer with thoughtful lighting. You've upgraded your seating so you can move with less strain. You've cleared clutter, smoothed out flooring, and created paths that support your balance. You've even reshaped your daily habits to set yourself up for success, from the moment you wake up to the moment your head hits the pillow. That's not just home improvement. That's life improvement. That's taking your future into your own hands in the most grounded and powerful way. Because here's the truth, my friend. Independence isn't about how fast you walk or how much you can lift. It's about confidence. It's about being able to say, I can do this on my own, or at least start on my own, without fear. And every one of these smart changes brings you one step closer to that kind of confidence. And if any part of you is still wondering, is it too late? The answer is no. It's never too late to make your life more comfortable. It's never too late to make small changes that lead to big freedom. You don't have to do it all at once. You don't need to spend a fortune, but you do need to take that first step, whatever that looks like for you. Maybe after this video you get up and clear just one item from your hallway floor. Maybe you go online and order a couple of motion-activated night lights. Or maybe you simply sit for a moment and think about one way you could make your morning feel easier. That's enough. That's more than enough. Because you're showing up for yourself. You're saying yes to independence. So if this video sparked something in you, I'd love to hear about it. Share your thoughts in the comments. What change are you thinking of making first? What's already working well for you that others might learn from? Let's help each other live better, stronger, and freer lives at any age. And if you found this helpful, give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and stick around. We've got more practical, encouraging tips coming your way to help you live fully on your own terms. Remember, staying independent doesn't mean doing everything alone. It means having the right tools, the right habits, and the right mindset to stay in control of your life. You deserve that. You've earned that. Here's to living safely, confidently, and joyfully in the home you love. Here's to your strength, your wisdom, and your beautiful independence at 80 and beyond. You know, sometimes the smallest things bring the biggest peace of mind. And when it comes to living independently after 80, it's often not the big renovations or expensive gadgets that make the real difference. It's those thoughtful little tweaks, the ones that quietly tell your body, you're safe, you're supported, you've got this. Let's talk about one more shift that isn't really about furniture or floor plans, but about how we see our homes and ourselves. It's about creating a space that reflects your strength, not your age. A space that says, this is where I thrive. Because too often, the world talks about aging as if it's only about what we're losing. But look around your home for a second. Every picture frame, every well-worn book, every recipe card tucked in a drawer tells a story. That's not clutter, that's a life well lived. And staying independent means respecting that story, not erasing it, but arranging it in a way that works with your life today. For example, maybe you've got a tall cabinet in the kitchen that holds your favorite baking dishes. You don't use them as often anymore, but they bring you joy. Don't toss them. Just bring them down to a reachable shelf. Or maybe you've kept all your tools in the garage for decades, but now it's harder to get down those steps. What if you brought the basics inside, just a small set of screwdrivers, some tape, and your favorite flashlight, so they're ready when you need them? These aren't signs of slowing down. These are signs of wisdom. You're adapting. You're making your space reflect who you are now, not who you were 20 years ago, or who someone else thinks you should be. That's independence in action. And here's something else. If you live with someone, maybe a spouse who's aging alongside you, it's worth sitting down together and checking in. Are both of you feeling safe, comfortable, supported in the space you share? Sometimes we take on more than we should out of love, but being a team means making sure you're both thriving. That might mean sharing tasks differently, or it might mean simplifying things you both find tiring. Maybe it's time to rearrange the pantry so no one's stretching for the canned soup anymore, or to set reminders on the calendar for grocery day so it doesn't sneak up on you. And if you live alone, that's just as important, maybe even more so, because now your home isn't just a place to sleep and eat. It's your sanctuary. It's your partner in independence. So treat it with that kind of respect. Keep it organized in a way that brings you calm. Light it in a way that feels warm and welcoming. Let your space remind you of your capabilities, not your limitations. And while we're on the subject of capabilities, let's not forget the most important one of all: asking for help when you do need it. Independence doesn't mean pretending. You never need a hand. It means choosing when and how to bring in support and doing it with clarity and dignity. Whether that's a neighbor, a family member, or a trusted professional, building that small network of support is part of the foundation that lets you stand strong on your own terms. It might mean asking someone to help you install a handrail, or to move a heavy box from the closet. Or maybe it's just letting your son or daughter know that you'd appreciate a regular check-in call on Thursdays, not because you can't manage, but because you deserve that connection. You've earned it. I want you to think about this like a well-tuned orchestra. You're still the conductor. You're calling the shots. But every great conductor knows when to bring in the strings, or lean on the rhythm section. Independence isn't about doing everything yourself. It's about knowing when to step forward and when to delegate, so your life plays in harmony. And you know what's beautiful about making these changes at home? They don't just help with safety or convenience. They unlock freedom. When your home works with you, you spend less time worrying and more time enjoying. You can take your time with breakfast, sit comfortably with a book, dance a little in the hallway when no one's looking. Because that's what it's all about. Living fully, joyfully, freely. And if you're watching this and thinking, well, I wish I'd made some of these changes years ago, don't be hard on yourself. Today is just as good a day as any to begin. You're not behind. You're right on time. One drawer organized, one light switched, one rug moved, and you've already taken a powerful step. And here's the thing, this isn't just about you. Every change you make, every smart decision is a quiet example to others. To your grandchildren, your neighbors, even your community. You're showing that age isn't something to fear. It's something to live. With intention, with heart, and with courage. So, as we wrap up, I want you to pause and take a deep breath. You've just spent time thinking about how to care for yourself. Not out of worry, but out of love. That's a beautiful thing. You are not defined by your age, your aches, or your limitations. You are defined by the choices you make, the spirit you carry, and the strength you show every single day. If this video gave you even one idea, one spark of motivation, I'd love for you to share it. Leave a comment and tell us. What's one change you're inspired to make in your home this week? Or maybe you have a tip that's worked wonders for you, something that could help someone else watching right now. Let's support each other. Let's grow stronger, together. And if this kind of content helps you feel more confident, more in control, or even just a little more seen, go ahead and click that like button. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any future videos. We've got more simple, powerful tips coming your way, all designed to help you live fully and independently, no matter your age. Here's to the home that holds your memories, and now, your strength. Here's to you for showing up and taking charge. And most of all, here's to the beautiful truth that it's never too late to make life a little easier, a little safer, and a lot more joyful. You've got this. And we're right here with you.